We'll take you live to the banks downtown with team coverage and a live interview with Grand Rapids Mayor. All of this comes as these counties, Kent, Ottawa, Newaygo, all declaring states of emergency. Kent just within the past hour.
Let's get straight to it. We have 7 people covering every angle, but we start with Storm Teammates meteorologist Bill Steffen live along the banks of the Grand. Bill, what are you seeing down there?
This is absolutely incredible. I've lived in Grand Rapids for nearly 40 years, and I don't think I've ever seen the river like this before. We have a flow of about 26,000 cubic feet per second coming down the Grand River. And what's interesting is that every now and then you can see logs and pieces of debris that have fallen into the river. The river's picked up and flowing down now through downtown Grand Rapids. They're pumping water out of the Marriott, out of the basement of the Amway Grand. And I understand the water right now is right up to the rails of the railroad bridge, which is just south of the S-curve here. There's a little island out there where people can walk to at low water, but all covered up with water at the current time. Let's show you what's out there right now. Fortunately, not a lot of precipitation expected. We got a few scattered rain and snow showers out there. They're fairly light. They will continue tonight. There could be a few flurries here into tomorrow morning, but nothing of much consequence. We'll see some sun here for tomorrow afternoon. Dry weather expected here for Sunday and on Monday. Wind has certainly been a factor here. We've had a wind advisory in effect all day. That comes down at 8 o'clock. Wind should diminish some later tonight, and especially for tomorrow afternoon. It's cold out here. Temperatures are only in the upper 30s to low 40s, and those temperatures will probably make it a little bit below freezing. So if there's any puddles out there or any water out there that isn't moving, that may ice up a bit here late tonight and during the day tomorrow. Heading out this evening, this is the way it looks. Our temperatures fall down into the mid-30s with a pretty stiff wind and wind chills in the 20s. It'll be kind of chilly if you're out and about. Now, coming up, we're going to talk a little bit more about what's ahead for next week and when we might see some more significant rain. Kyle's here now with a look at river levels.
Yeah, thanks, Bill. I want to show you first when we expect these rivers to crest. These are forecasts from the National Weather Service, and I'm going to show you individual river forecasts coming up in about 10 minutes. But first with the crest, as the water works its way down the Grand, Ionia, we're about 24 hours away from seeing the water peaking here. I know you're already seeing significant flooding. It's going to get a little bit worse before it gets better. The surge is yet to come here for a lull where we're still seeing water rises. Sunday morning here, also in Ada, Comstock Park, where perhaps we'll see the worst flooding from this event. You're not going to see the river crest until Sunday, late in the day into early Monday. Same thing here in downtown Grand Rapids, and then that swell works its way out to Lake Michigan Monday morning into the afternoon in Robinson Township. And again, individual river forecasts coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thank you guys. We want to get to 24 Hour News 8 Susan Samples at the live desk now with some breaking developments out of Kent County. Susan?
Kent County leaders announced just within the past hour that they have now declared the county in a state of emergency. Leaders are calling the flooding, of course, widespread and almost unprecedented. Declaring a state of emergency will allow the county to get resources from the state to help with damage assessment costs, and it's the first step to possibly getting federal dollars for cleanup. Here's what the head of Kent County's emergency management had to say just a few minutes ago.
We recognize the need that we're looking at almost unprecedented water levels and the evacuation magnitude and the amount of response that we put into the event so far, and yet the crest is still 2 days away.
While the county will be asking for that assessment and cleanup help potentially from the feds and the state, Stewart says he does not think the county needs help from the National Guard, for instance, right now. Stewart says local governments and police agencies and citizens are working together extremely well, rescuing, for instance, several police agencies rescued 150 people by boat in Wyoming yesterday. The other big message from the county this afternoon: stay away, of course, from the Grand River. The water is dangerous. It's contaminated due to sewage overflows from several wastewater plants, as well as sewage facilities, including some from Grand Rapids, Wyoming, Granville, and Lowell. They are asking folks to stay away from that water. It's just not safe for you or for the emergency personnel who might end up having to help you. In the newsroom, Susan Samples, back to you.
Susan, thank you.